by doing this, we basically started to scratch the surface of event revenue and how badly it was operated from a technical side of things. And so the learning here is that everybody that talks about AI in the event industry is just, doing something on top of an infrastructure that is not ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot build this infrastructure if you don't address the revenue platform side of things. And what they're currently using is 1999 software. It is an industry that works with fixed inventory, like a hotel or airlines. I don't have, more space. I'm sitting in that space. That's what I have. But I'm not doing dynamic pricing. I'm not optimizing, for, new services, how I can price differently things based on demand and how I'm forecasting, that a specific area of the show is going to sell out faster. There's a lot of things that will be obvious if you're into, I was saying, like hospitality.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, but it is obvious that you could do it, that events traditionally are avoiding, and they're just going to be selling packages that are like, bronze, platinum, it's this stuff, or square meters, they are like this, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as we started to do sales directly, we started to unveil like what was hidden, behind, below everything. But like specifically today, what an event organizer can do on Sesamers, you can just, reach out if you want to do it. It's very straightforward. We built a platform that allows you to qualify companies if there are relevant exhibitors for your show. We're using some AI stuff to do that. So based on other shows they've attended, if they're hiring, if they're growing, if they raise funds for startups, if they have commercial agreements, whatever, it's inside signals that we have that says, oh, this company actually is very relevant, not only because it matches the ICP of your events, but also because we think that they have a lifetime value of that amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
They are bound to be a long-time partner for your show. You should definitely prioritize these guys versus whatever other, random leads you're getting in your pipeline. You can contractualize, invoice, payment recovery. Everything is already live. This is what we built, the first, product that we're using for that new platform. And the client can pay in several installments. So if you want to buy a booth for 10K and pay in 3 months, 6 months, like BNPL, buy now, pay later, you can do it on Sesamers. This is live. This is something we're using every day today.
Great. And it's up and running right now.
Yeah. 15% of the clients' exhibitors are using it. So basically, a story I love to share, we were selling a show in it's a trade show, but like very much IT for IT vendors, like 20,000 visitors, I think 300 or 400 exhibitors. And we had the entire startup inventory on platform. So the show was they were not using the software yet, but they were using us for all their sales, like inbound and outbound. We were kind of handling everything. And one particular company, they booked their spot, at that show using the payment, installment, the BNPL, which basically for us means that we take 10% more. So there's an extra take rate. It costs you more as a company, but you split the payment over several months. 2 weeks after the show, they announced their seed round. So it's like when you're a startup founder, specifically for startups, you can commit to spending 5, 10K in certain moments of your journey. You can't. That's not possible. But 2 weeks after the show, you're like, hey, we just raised, 10 million. This is impossible to address with the current infra. You cannot do anything that I just described that is like super easy in reality to build if you build from 2026, technology.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to repurpose whatever you have, in your system since 20 or 30 years, you're doomed. It's never going to work. And we kind of the only one taking that angle from the revenue side. And I know it's very risky. It's very hard to put it off, but one of the most exciting things, so again, if you're an event organizer, come and reach out to me, is that we are pretty much outcome based. So there's no upfront cost. An event, if we think it makes sense for us, like we're not onboarding all events on us, we really are picking on what type of event we think we can really serve properly. There's no cost attached. It's just like we're going to keep part of the transactions. We processed over €1 million so far in transactions on the platform.
Yeah.
And we have a pipeline of events that roughly like 12 million of transactions for the next year. And it doesn't cost them anything. We're just going to keep, a percentage of, what's happening. And that is something that events organizers love, because events organizers hate to spend anything on software. They are super against. I mean, they hate to spend money in general, and you know that. Like, yeah, I'm an MC. This is my field. Like, but we're going to give you exposure.
Thank you.
You know,
it's really
and so
crazy.
with software, it's the same. And so if you, anybody right now who is doing like, oh yeah, I'm charging you a SaaS platform for X amount of money to serve 5,000 people, you're doomed. We're coming for you.